What's up? What's up? What's up? Rick Polton, Ryan Emmett, Whole Damn Enchilada Podcast, live and direct. How's it going, brother?
Just grooving out to Chad's drums, man, from the intro.
Right? I like to pretend I know what I'm doing too while it's going on. Like, I don't know.
Every time. I'm so tired of that music already, but his drums are just always.
No, it's fucking great. I love it. I love it. I love that. I love the new intro video. Like I was so used to the old one, but now I'm so glad we switched it up. Lorena in the house, Josh in the house. How's it going, guys? JP was in the house earlier at 7. Thought we was going on a normal time, I guess. Maybe he'll come back. But tonight we are going to do our top 3 and bottom 3 films of the first quarter. Because I realized that we're 4 months into the year already. Like 2 weeks ago was the official 4 months. And I figured, why wait until the end of the year? We'll start building a list now and see where we're at. And this year, we are not having as good of a year as we did last year. We were just not. We definitely not. I don't know if we've had an A yet. We've not rated a movie an A, neither one of us, have we?
No.
We've gotten close. We've gotten a couple B's, but not one A.
Well, here's the thing, though. 2024 was a really fucking good year, and the only year off the top of my head that I could say better is the year that the movie we're going to cover in depth earlier came out in. Oh,
right on. Yeah. We're going to talk about the Beyond. I got my Beyond box set right here. So we're going to talk about the goodies in there. We're going to do a little review. Was that the first time you ever watched that?
No, but it was the first time I watched it in probably 25 years.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you had seen it or not.
I've seen all the Fulci films, but it's been a long time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounded like something you probably would have watched, around
when that music that came out that is our intro, I was watching a lot of horror movies at that point.
Right on.
In the early 20s.
Okay. So, what should we start with? Should we start with our lists? Should we start with the review? What do you think?
Well, I'm going to start by putting a couple maraschino.
You drank that whole drink already?
Yeah, I'm on my third one. I'm not driving, though.
You're not driving? Oh, man. And guys, if you want, you can leave your top 3 and bottom 3 lists in the comments for your films of the year so far. And according to,
I'm extra at everything I do, so I put two cherries in my Shirley Temples.
Absolutely, you totally are. I know Lorena was telling me in our group chat that Hard Eyes will probably be at her bottom. I don't know if that'll make either one of my lists, but we'll get to that. So do you want to do the list first or the review first?
I think we should do the list first.
Okay. So I have seen, let's see, I tried to write them all down. I don't know if I got them all, but I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 horror movies.
Seen more than me.
I have 16 new horror movies. Do you know how many you've seen?
Probably in the 10 range.
Okay, yeah, because we were debating whether to do 5s.
Although
you weren't sure if you'd
at least one of those ones on that scratch paper you showed me doesn't count. So, well, at least for our awards, it wouldn't. For this, I guess it would be okay.
Oh, okay, drop.
No, that counts. That 825 streaming movie because it wasn't theatrically released.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
So but, I mean, I guess for your top 3 or bottom 3, it could count, but it won't count towards our award show at the end of the year.
Lorena says she still wants to beat the crap out of Hard Eyes. All right. So do you want to do the back and forth, or you want to do your 3 and my 3, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna do my top 3. I'm gonna go from there.
All right.
And I'm just gonna give my number 3. My number 3 top film so far in 2025 is Hard Eyes.
He's not serious.
I am dead serious.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You said that's your number one?
I said it's my number 3.
Oh, 3-1. Okay. Okay, I thought you said my number one film of the year, and that's why I was wondering why you're going backwards.
No.
But Lorena says A24 Forest Road was good. So that's your number 3 is Hard Eyes. Okay, so what is your number 2 then? I'm sorry. Or if you wanted to expound on that.
Ash.
That's it?
Ash.
Ash? All right. And then number 1? Are you doing all yours, or were we supposed to be doing ping pong? I don't know.
Well, we've already done this, so my number 1 is The Rule of Jenny Penn.
I kind of figured that would be your number 1. I kind of figured that, and that's what I thought when you said one of the movies on my list wouldn't count. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to bring it up, but because technically that was released somewhere in fucking New Zealand in like a year ago or something. But we're not counting that.
No.
Oh, Josh has our friend's movie, The Candy Store, number 1. That's awesome. Screamboat and the Monkey. Those are all good choices. So for me, I want to do the bottom first. I'm going to do the bottom and then come back with the top. But there's 2 movies that didn't make my list that I think everybody should watch because they're independent films and you can get them on all these streaming services, and they're friends of ours. And Butcher's Bluff and Desert Fiends. Both of those have awesome gore. They're definitely worth a watch. Desert Fiends has some of the craziest gore ever, and you'll see all kinds of horror icons in it. And Butcher's Bluff had a few too.
That was a fun watch.
Yeah, it was definitely worth watching, and you always want to support independent horror because these are the guys that are going to hopefully one day turn into the big directors. The more money they get, the more better movies they get to make. So for me, I'm going to do my worst movies. I had 2 here for number 3 that I was battling around. I liked both of these movies. I did like them. I didn't hate them, but they weren't great. So there's only 2 that I really didn't like. But the 2 that was like, we said we're going to do a number 1 through 3. So somebody's got to be 3. So yep. I was debating Hell of a Summer and Woman in the Yard.
Uh-huh.
And you seen both of those or just Hell of a Summer?
Both.
Okay. I kind of liked Hell of a Summer a little bit better than Woman in the Yard.
Okay.
So that not on the worst list, and then that puts number 3, Woman in the Yard. And my number 2 worst movie of the year, which coming into it, seeing the advertisements, seeing the actors in it, thought for sure it would be in the top 4 or 5 of the whole year, not even the first quarter. I thought for sure it was going to be an A movie. It was not. It was very disappointing, and that's Death of a Unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
I was extremely disappointed. Now, I'm certain if I took my daughter to see this movie, she would love it. And I think some people would like this movie. It's just not very good, and it's my hype for it versus where it is was just so far off that just was so disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you wanted to say something else.
I do, but I'll wait till.
Oh, it might be on your list. Okay. And then
maybe
the most disappointing movie of the year, the movie I hated more than anything, the movie that
I know what it's going to be.
I think I gave it a D. I may have given it an F. I don't remember. I seen it for free and I want my money back. Wolfman.
Yeah. I knew you were going there.
Absolutely horrible. I do not recommend that you watch it. It's this year's The Crow so far.
That's why I haven't watched it yet, because I'm waiting for streaming because you told me not to go to the theater.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. Now this one you can torture yourself and watch. I don't want you to ever watch The Crow.
I won't. Oh, yeah, that's a safe bet.
But yeah, that's my worst movies of the year. Let me see. Tiki says, this makes me realize how much I don't pay attention to mainstream movies. Yeah. Well, we got some that aren't mainstream on here too. And Nasty Hairy Balls, Lorena says about the wolf. All right. So
I did my little thing first, and then you went, how about you do your top, and then I'll do my bottom, and then we'll
okay, we can do that. Yeah. So for the top movies, this was a little bit of a struggle, right? It was a little bit hard, so I have to throw in some honorable mentions.
Fuck out.
But we'll get to that. Did my you said so did you?
No.
Oh, okay. Did my number one movie change today? That is the question, because we're going to get into that as well. I went and seen Sinners earlier. Everybody knows I've seen that.
That doesn't count. Doesn't count because it didn't come out in the first quarter. Didn't come out in the first quarter.
It doesn't count. Okay, that fucks my whole list up then. All right. I look at you, Ryan. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't count. That counts for the next
second quarter. That's second quarter.
All right. Yeah, he's right.
That, and I haven't had an opportunity to see it yet, so fuck you.
Well, I mean, that's stuff you haven't seen, so I can put it on my list, but I can't put that. It doesn't count. All right, so now I got to readjust on the fly my whole list. Yeah. That's easy, though. I got to just move a guy up.
Well, one of your honorable mentions will be there now.
One of my honorable mentions will be in. So one of my honorable mentions has to be my third movie now.
Yeah.
Yep. And I am going to go with The Monkey as my third movie. Number 3, The Monkey.
Can't hate on that. That was probably fourth for me.
I really, really liked it. I really enjoyed it. That lived up to the hype for me. I mean, it had great kills and everything. It's not an A movie though, and like I said, we haven't had one yet. We haven't had one yet. Not this year or this quarter rather. The Monkey's my number 3 movie, and the number 2 movie. And this was close. 2 and 1 were close.
Yeah, me too.
I went with Ash.
Okay, that's mine.
About like this much, man. It was so close because we seen that together and just absolutely were blown away with it. If you guys haven't seen Ash, it should be streaming on something real soon because it was a limited theatrical release anyway. Go out of your way and see it. I thought it was going to be a total Alien ripoff, and I was totally fine with that. But it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I mean, it did have some elements of Alien in it because there was aliens. I mean, I don't know. It's just a really good movie. We did a review on that, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We did. We talked about that one pretty extensively, I think.
Oh, we long formed it.
Yeah. So go back in the archives and check that out if you want to before you watch the movie. But it's highly recommended. It's new. It's different. It's like nothing you ever seen. The way they use different colors in the movie. The music was phenomenal because it was directed by a musician. Yeah.
Lotus.
Yeah. And my number 1 movie is Companion. And I think a lot of people had the disadvantage of seeing this spoiler-ridden trailer that I didn't get to see. Thank God. Because I did look it up after I seen the movie, and I was so glad I didn't see it. What's that?
I haven't seen the movie or the trailer yet.
Yeah, stay away from the trailer because you might get that shitty trailer. I got the one that was in the theater.
When can I see this thing streaming somewhere? It's
streaming now. You got to pay for it.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. See it then. It's really good. Actually, you know what? Yeah. What's up, Ethan? Did I buy that? I might have bought it. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. But definitely check it out. It's definitely really good. So that was my number 1. And I had this whole bit with Sinners, and I was like, oh, is it going to make my... It would have been number 1. But
number
1. It would have been number 1. Absolutely would have been number 1. And it is the first A movie of the year.
What?
It is absolutely the first A movie of the year.
Well, that'll remain to be...
It's the greatest vampire movie I've ever seen. And I know I said that a couple months ago. But it's better than that. It is absolutely amazing. I wanted to start texting people 10 minutes in the movie, and I didn't want to be that dick because I had a couple people in the theater seen it in IMAX. I wanted to be like, this movie's 15 minutes in, and I just can't stop smiling. Absolutely loved it. The music was amazing. The old school blues. Acting was great. It was just absolutely freaking amazing. And get out and see it. I'm going to see it probably at least 2 more times in the theater. See, that's how much I loved it.
No way, though, that movie is as good as A Vampire in Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
Hey, what's up, Nicole? How you doing?
Although,
yeah. So yeah, no.
It's the best vampire. It's better than The Lost Boys.
Oh yeah, that's not the best. The best before Nosferatu. The best before Nosferatu might have been Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Lost Boys is better than that.
I don't think so.
I do.
Eh. Potato. I like the Lost
Boys. Be better
Boys.
than the first 15 minutes of the first Blade.
Blade's good.
The first 15 minutes of it are amazing. Then
I'll take
Dust
Till Dawn over
the
Lost Boys.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
But
this is better than all of those. I promise you. Old school blues. I'm picky as fuck about that. Yeah, definitely was. The Lady in Black. Yeah, Nicole. We went to Nightmare Cleveland for their Fear Warfare thing, and we are going to, I took we took Bill Perry, the stunt guy who was in all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Return of the Living Dead. No, was it Return of the Living Dead? Yeah, Return of the Living Dead, and all kinds of other stuff. And he really enjoyed it there. Can't wait to get back to the Slaughterhouse, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's the Lady in Black from the Slaughterhouse.
People seem annoyed that we got put at the front of the line, but we were with Bill, and you said, this guy got killed by Freddy Krueger like 3 times on screen. He don't wait in line for Haunted House.
Yeah. Vaughn hooked us up, got us to the front of the line, and so we can get in and out of there. And yeah, it was really cool. But like you said, the people behind us were not too happy with us. Once they heard who he was, though, they kind of felt a little bit better about it. So I didn't do my honorable mentions. I was supposed to do that before number 1. See, I fucked this all up. But I had a couple honorable mentions. I'm going to go with 2 of them. Obviously, The Rule of Jenny Penn.
You can't use that as an honorable mention.
It didn't make my top 3, so it's an honorable mention.
You can't use a movie that's better than all the ones in your top 3 as an honorable.
I liked it a lot. It great acting.
It
was a weird movie because I liked it more and more every passing moment after seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it more and more, and it really stuck with you. And it did. Don't do that.
See,
I've watched it at home a couple times.
Now, you really think The Monkey's a better movie than that?
I liked it better. This is about me liking the movie better.
Okay.
This isn't like, oh yeah, I like The Monkey better. Close. They were close because that was 4. Jenny Pym would have been 4. Like it was just so close.
Would have been 5 if you were allowed to use Sinners.
It would have been 5 on Sinners, absolutely. And the other honorable mention was the biggest surprise for me of the year.
Uh-huh.
I thought this movie was going to be absolute dog shit. I went to see it anyway because I just expected it to be a horrible movie. But I went to see it anyway just because I knew I'd get Terrifier kills and Ricky would like it.
Screamboat.
And it was Screamboat, and it was great. It was absolutely great.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. If I would have graded that Screamboat, I would have gave it a C. It would have been, not the best thing I ever seen, not the worst thing I ever seen, but fun, man. Everybody in the theater had a lot of fun. Everybody was smiling. It was a good time. I recommend that you guys also see that for sure.
So, since we both had the same number 2, it's safe to say that collectively, so far, Ash is our collective movie of the year so far.
Yeah. If you use the aggregate scale.
Yes. Very good. He's learning, folks. So far. And I don't have a problem with that because that was really, really, really good.
And I'm not, really quick with the math or anything, but so Ash would be number 1 and probably Jenny Pym would be 2 then, right? If I had Jenny Pym at 4 and you had it at 3?
I haven't seen Companion yet, though. That could change everything.
Oh, you had it at 1. You had Jenny Pym at 1, right? Yes. And I had it at 4. So I'm saying right now, we got to go by what we've seen right now. So that would be there.
No, I have Hard Eyes at 3.
I did like Hard Eyes. Sorry, Lorena. I did like it. It just wasn't good enough to make my list.
I think just because of the way I saw it with my girlfriend on Valentine's Day, that kind of skews it.
Adds to it because that's what the movie was made for.
And when we're at the theater, there was a lot of couples in there, and I'm like, this is perfect, The Monkey for me, I liked it. We covered it.
Yeah.
But it was a disappointment just because Oz Perkins made a movie that was so much better just last year.
I mean, it was. And that's the thing we were talking off air. Like, we don't have a Long Legs. We don't have a, Oddity or Strange Darling this year at all. But we do have a few, I said Abigail and Lisa Frankenstein's movies that are really good. They're B's. They're not quite A's.
So I'm going to do my bottom now.
And then we'll get into the Beyond.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I knew what my bottom two were going to be for sure, just like you did. I had to really sneak a third one in there. And it actually came down to the same two that yours did.
Mm-hmm.
But I went with the other one. I actually went with Hell of a Summer, and I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because I expected a lot more from that than I did from Women in the Yard. I didn't expect anything from Women in the Yard. And I didn't really enjoy it, but I wasn't expecting anything from it. I was expecting so much from Hell of a Summer, and it just didn't deliver.
Yeah.
There was no kills on screen other than a couple, and they were pretty tame, and it was more of a summer camp movie that there just happened to be a killer. It wasn't a slasher film, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of agree with that. I did think I was really looking for a Friday the 13th clone, to be honest. You know,
Same.
I wanted.
And fucking pleased with that.
I want somebody to make it. The formula's there. It's very easy to do. They're not going to let us use Jason Voorhees. It's never going to happen. We're never getting a 13th movie. Give us something like it. Go the route of The Burning or something like that. You know,
well,
call it whatever.
The closest
crazy guy kills camp counselors. Give me that.
Well, the closest thing to that last year, we know what that was. And the guy went too artsy with it. And that's
yeah.
But that was the closest thing to that we've had in a long time.
Well, I'm hoping that he learned from his mistakes, and part 2 is going to be amazingly better.
The only D movie I've ever recommended. So
because there was just so much innovation in it, and so much. So it was such a beautiful shot movie. I mean,
that and it had one of the greatest kills of all time. So
there you go. There you go.
Like, I still remember seeing that in the theater, and just everybody was like, and then you thought the kill was over, and then it wasn't. It was like, oh my God. Like, I've never seen a visceral reaction like that to a kill in a movie theater. But I digress. My number 2 least favorite film of the year so far is the same as yours. It's Death of a Unicorn. And it's for essentially
the same reasons, I'm sure.
Same reasons. It's just, I don't think it was a terrible movie by any means. It just wasn't made for 45-year-old men.
Yeah.
It's not for us. We're not the audience.
And the 2 lead actors just really phoned it in, and you expected so much more out of them.
Well, yeah, because one of them is awesome. So.
Well, I happen to be a fan of both.
And my number 1 least favorite film of the year, just like you, I haven't seen your least favorite yet. You haven't seen mine, and mine was locked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
it would have made my list too if I had seen it.
It's like, again, I expected.
I'm going to wait.
I expected so much more.
Yeah, with the caliber, talking about actors, I mean, with the caliber of actors that they had, oh my God.
Yeah, and their performances were fine. It's just the characters sucked, the script sucked, the setting sucked.
Was it Anthony Hopkins and Bill Skarsgård, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fine. It's just the source material was trash.
You can only do so much with what you got.
Yeah, but it's a not necessarily cat and mouse, but it's 1 versus 1. Both of these guys suck. There's no one to root for in a 1v1 match,
Yeah, I hear you.
That'd be like watching like a 1-on-1 basketball game, and like one of the guys drove a busload of nuns off a cliff, and the other one like beats his wife. Like, you ain't gonna root for either one of them,
Didn't we do 1981? Didn't we do that year?
Yes, we did.
Oh, the Beyond didn't come up then because I probably hadn't seen it yet.
I mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned that and another one because Fulci had 2 movies that came out that year.
It was a great year for movies.
It was, and that's part of the reason why this movie doesn't crack the top 5 of 1981 films. I don't think it's close, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's so many good movies that came out this year.
Honestly, like, I went down a Fulci rabbit hole, and I've really been getting into his stuff. But for me, I don't think it would either. This is my 4th favorite Fulci movie. It's my third favorite of the trilogy. Most people, it's one of their favorite that they like it the most. I had just got this box set, which I'll go over a little bit. And in the box set, there's the composer's cut from Fabio Frizzi. And watching that, it was a lot better than the real cut, I think. And but it's still my third favorite of the trilogy. I like City of the Living Dead first, and then I really liked House by the Cemetery.
Probably my favorite of the three.
House by the Cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, I think that one had the most in-depth story for sure.
Yeah.
And then just the gore in City was just untouchable. It's just amazing. And then my favorite is Zombie. It was just because it's like just such a, it's what the title says. It's a fucking zombie movie. It's, Night of the Living Dead or whatever have you. It doesn't try to be anything else, and it's great.
Oh, the Beyond turns into a zombie movie.
Yeah, eventually. So, but it's my fourth favorite of his film. No, it might even be fifth because I really like Cat in the Brain. You ever see that?
25 years ago.
See, Cat in the Brain. It came out in '90, I think. But it's a mix of a couple of his movies that he had done previous, but from his perspective. Lucio Fulci is actually in it as Lucio Fulci, and he goes kind of crazy in it, and it's really cool. So I really liked it. Let's see. Lorena says, "I've got the Jill bobblehead, and it judges me every day." Awesome. So we'll get into this. We'll start with the cast. Was there anybody in here that you recognize from anything else that wasn't a Fulci movie? Because of course, Katarina McCall is in.
Yeah, the girl has been in like so many of his movies.
She's been in all three of the trilogy.
Yeah,
and she was also cast as the girl in the slasher movie he did Ripper or something, New York Ripper. Yeah. But she ended up turning it down and went to somebody else. That would have been a fantastic movie, but the killer has a Donald Duck voice and it just takes you out. If that part was not there, it would be up there with one of the greatest slashers of all time.
Said New York and Donald Duck. I thought you were going to say that it'd be funnier if the killer had a Donald Trump voice.
Oh man, we got to get somebody that knows how to do editing. Carl Sherrod does. We might be able to get him to do that. Make that work. Oh, that would be hilarious.
The gore effects are going to be huge.
Huge. The hugest. I'm the only guy in the world that can't do a Donald Trump impersonation.
I can't do it either.
They're doing we seen them here with Ziggy in Cleveland, and I might come up to that Pontiac show. I'm not sure yet, but it's amazing. BK, if you have a chance, you gotta go. It's one of the coolest things ever. Get the VIP so you can meet Fabio in advance and talk to him. He's just so cool. But yeah, so I seen that they were doing this on box set. They had two versions. They had one that was that came with Plumber Joe. There was only 10 of those, and it was like $150 for that version, and it sold out in seconds. Of course, there's only 10. But if you did get this version, if you wanted Plumber Joe, Paul Bearer Press sells them separate, and he's like $120 by himself.
And you just veered right back into right-wing politics with Joe the Plumber.
I know, right? Wasn't that the guy's name? I thought so. Oh, gee. Right on, yes.
Except that dude wasn't Italian with a bad crawdad man accent dub voiceover thing.
So it comes with the I. How do you pronounce it? Is it Avon? Is it Avon?
Avon? No, the
Avon?
E-O-N, yeah.
I think it's Avon.
Avon, I don't know.
When I was watching, I was trying to hear when they said it. I could have swore they said Ibon, but the Book of Ibon, which is in the movie, and you get the I. You get the I.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course you do. It's Fulci, and it comes with. It's like a 6-disc set. Comes with a 4K version of the film. Then it comes with a Blu-ray version of the film, both with the composer's cuts on there. A whole disc of extras. Then what do we got here? We got more extras. The U.S. version of the film, The Seven Doors of Death, which has a horrible cover there. And I hear it's been, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll watch it. I hear it's like absolutely horrible. Maybe I'll watch it just to see how bad it is. And then and people involved with the movie even say it's horrible. So, and then the actual soundtrack, the score on a CD, which I don't even know if I own a CD player. Yeah, the PlayStation. I guess I can listen to it in there.
My car actually has one. I've never used it, but there's one in my car.
Right on.
I didn't know cars that new typically don't have them, but whoever, my car's custom. Whoever originally bought it new custom built it.
Yeah, and some cars that don't have them actually have them hidden somewhere. Like the Cadillac had one, and it was like hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't like like just out. We're gonna try to get up there for Motor City Nightmares as well because they're doing a Part 5 reunion, and I got to get a couple more guys to sign my Part 5 album that'll be there that haven't. Dick Wheaton's gonna be there, I think.
They need Shavar, man.
I know for sure. Need the final girl.
Don't they ever bring him into this shit?
Oh, he does a lot of cons. It's just we're just not getting lucky seeing him. He was somewhere recently, and we didn't go because life happened, and we were gonna go and we didn't. But
so if like they're already having so many people from 5, he'd want to heel in on it.
Yeah, for sure. You would think.
I would just.
Tommy's been doing. John Shepard's been doing cons.
If I was in one of these movies and I wasn't booked, I'd just show up.
New Jack did that at a wrestling show I was at.
Who's gonna stop him?
Kicked somebody off his gimmick table, sat down, started selling his own shit. That's New Jack.
Who's gonna stop him?
Right, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the Beyond. I don't know. How do we want to get into this? What did you what did you think of the film after not watching it for 25 years?
I'm thinking I do remember seeing all these Fulci films way back.
Yeah.
I haven't revisited any of them. And I think I remember liking them when I was younger, and now after I watched this one, I'm wondering why.
I told Ziggy you're definitely gonna be negative on this.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't enjoy it at all. I think it was bad. In fact,
is it as bad? What was the other? Wasn't there a movie I made you watch and you just wanted to kill me for?
Probably.
There was one. You were like, "What the fuck, man?"
I mean, this is the first one you ever made me watch that had toy spiders come out and rip someone's eyeball out. So.
Some of those spiders were real
with cheesy, awful porno music over top.
That was because I watched Fabio's interview on this. That was one of the scenes that he hated the most, and he really fixed that in this.
Oh, it's awful.
Because I guess Fulci did some studying, and that sound that you were hearing, is the actual sound that these spiders make.
Yeah.
If you were could hear it, you're never going to hear it because they're so, low. But if you had those mic'd up, amplified 1,000 times, that would be the sound. And Lucio was so, I guess, happy that he discovered that he really wanted to put that in the movie. And Fabio Frizzi was so against it.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, because it was stupid.
Yeah.
And if you hear the composer's cut, the way they played that scene during Fabio's interview, and you could see how much better it was, which really got me psyched to watch the composer's cut. Right on. Yeah. Lorena says her ex-husband claims he heard a spider scream once. I've never done that, but who knows?
I don't know, man. I just
and the 4 hits of acid he was on at the time had nothing to do with it.
I'm sure. See,
so,
I'm gonna
ask you, I
already know the answer to this because I was keeping track. How many people had their eyeballs ripped off on screen in this movie?
I can think of 3?
4.
Joe the plumber gets his, right? Who else?
There's 4. I counted them. There's 4.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing?
Like I remember, I knew that was his like signature thing, eyeball stuff, which grossed me so bad. Although like 3 of the 4 in this movie weren't like gross, like it was just comical because it looks so phony.
Yeah.
Like I think the gore effects in this movie are super phony looking. Like the blood looks.
Some of them are, and then some of them aren't.
The blood looks like rusty water. You know, it's real thin and it's not viscous, and the color is not right. Like, yikes. And this is 1981. Like, we already have plenty of great gore. Like,
we have Tom Savini.
Yeah.
He exists.
Friday the 13th came out the year before. Part 2 came out the same year. Look at the blood and the gore in there. It looks fucking real. Like the gore, like everybody's like Fulci's like Godfather of gore and this and that, but the gore looks like shit in his movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of the effects are really good, even in this one for sure.
Like the blood just looks so bad, man.
Yeah, in some parts.
It's water. It's like rusty looking water.
In the beginning of the movie that's in black and white, on the composer's cut, that's actually in color.
Yeah.
I think it looks cooler in color, but you didn't get to see that. And plus, we're not grading that because that's not what we watched. Right. I just happened to watch it too. And yeah, I don't know. I like the way that the dead guys looked. The dead guys looked good. Makeup's so good.
Like, speaking of the beginning, the torture scene, it melt the guy with the shit, whatever that fucking is.
Lie.
Yeah.
Except for Lie is not like that, right?
No,
it's not even like that later on in the movie when they use it again.
And just even in black and white, like the it's just so obviously like a mannequin head,
There's a couple scenes in Fulci movies where like the puke scene, the blood, the gut puke.
Yeah.
It's they totally show like a wooden mannequin head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that kind of takes you out, especially when you're watching these in 4K sometimes.
It ruins it for me.
You get to see too much that you really shouldn't see.
There's independent filmmakers spend $50 on effects and make shit look better than that now.
Yeah. Did you watch it in Italian or English?
English.
Yeah.
With the bad subs.
Yeah.
Terrible subtitles. This movie takes place in Louisiana. It should have been filmed with English-speaking actors, first of all.
Well, a lot of times Fulci will have people that speak all different languages in their film, and everybody gets dubbed.
Yeah, I know.
Like Katarina McCall, I think, is an English actress, like from England.
Well, that means her English is better than ours.
Yeah. They invented the language, they can't speak it. That's what I always say.
More proper.
Whatever.
I'm sorry that doesn't fit into your schedule.
You're right. Fuck that. Fuck that. It's a schedule. But nevertheless, yeah. But they'll have like he'll do a movie where like some people speak Spanish, some people speak Italian, some people speak English, and they'll record it and then dub it into Italian and then back to English, and it's real weird.
Like that's my thing. Like especially what was the kid's name? Marvin or Melvin in this?
There was a kid?
He's grown, but he's a big kid. He's the one chick's son.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mervin, something like that.
The guy that was the creepy guy working in the hotel.
Yeah, dumb. It's like the worst dubs, and they got the fucking Crawdad man to do like the voiceover. It just so bad.
Martin.
Yeah, I knew it started with M.
See, Lorena says that for spaghetti westerns they do that as well. Have each actor speak their own language and then dub it.
They do, and they do it properly in Sergio Leone films. That sounds good.
Yeah, so with this one, it's much better in Italian. I think it works a lot better. Which a lot of his movies are like that. The Zombie works better in English, but most of them work better in Italian. And I think it might be because you're reading it and you don't notice some of the stuff that's kind of messed up.
Well, know if this is supposed to take place in modern day at that time, 1981, Louisiana. People should just be speaking English.
Yeah, I mean, if you have actors that speak English, you didn't have those.
How hard is that to get? How hard is that to get?
Well, you worked with a lot of the same people. I don't know. I don't know.
How hard would it?
And it wasn't all shot in Louisiana. Like a lot of it was shot in Italy.
I thought this movie was made in Germany for some reason.
Maybe.
I think this one was made in Germany. Actually,
when I was doing research, I seen somebody say, you know what? I was reading a review from what's the Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
And he was saying that there was like one scene that was clearly shot in Louisiana, and then a lot of the film was shot in either Germany or Italy.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't sure which, so you might be right.
Did Roger Ebert hate it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
he had a real weird review about it.
Yeah.
He pointed out all the things that were wrong with it, but seemed to enjoy it.
He had a soft spot for certain horror films, but he hated most of them.
He did give it a horrible score, but his review sounded like he liked it. I think he gave it half a star.
Well, he loved 1978 Halloween, so at least he was right about something.
Yeah. So, all right. So I guess we've talked about this enough. What you got? 3 bottom things, 3 good things, 3, 5. You don't have any?
I didn't rank them really, but the 3 worst things for me, the gore effects, just number one, are just so bad. You know, just you're using like rusty, dirty water as blood and heads and fuzzy toy spiders and like.
And when you had real spiders too, because some of those were real. Like, why not just keep going with it? I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter if they're real or fake. The scene makes no sense and it's stupid.
All right.
But that scene only exists because I want to have a spider eat his eyeball. The only reason that fucking scene exists, and you know it.
They had to kill that guy. They had to kill that guy somehow.
And he just had to do a flat back bump and be stunned, and all of a sudden it's Boris the fucking Spider by The Who. Would have been better music to play in the background while he gets killed here.
All right. Number 2.
I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done with the spiders?
No, because the gore,
spiders. Okay.
The gore and the effects are just so bad. Like, you need to have me watch another Fulci movie that's good. Because right now I'm just so turned off by him in general. Because I almost didn't like anything about this movie, to be honest with you.
So there was nothing you did like.
The
one thing I thought you would like, and that's why I texted you because I was so excited.
I hated the music.
The composer's cut.
Hated the music.
I know. I see the composer's cut, and I'm like, wow, this is so much better. Ryan, you're gonna love this movie more when you see the composer's cut. And you text me back. What'd you say? Well, I hope it's better than the score in this. Or that's great. You said that's great because the score sucked in this.
It does.
And I'm like, well, damn. I don't think more Fabio Frizzi is gonna make you like it more than.
Like the cheesy porno music, man, is what it reminded me of. And like it'd be gone, and then there'd be like these long drawn out kill scenes that didn't make much sense.
Well, one thing, and Fabio didn't like that either. He didn't like the way where places where Fulci were stopping and starting the thing. And he's I guess Fulci, like most directors that are revered, is really hard on set. He wants things his way,
of course.
And so you're not going to be. He wasn't able to argue with them, and it was just going to be what it was. So he had the music going throughout. So in a lot of those scenes, they worked better because the music wasn't stopping, and it fit better. It's not a longer movie; it's the same movie. He just did the whole score over again. And I think it's great. I love Fabio's music. I have some of his music on vinyl. I listen to it. I love it. But I guess I will say this though. Some of the zombies that were like walking around like at the end looked okay.
Yeah. Because
he does really good makeup with zombies.
Yeah, because they're actually human beings and moving around. Yeah, they looked okay, but just all the gore and the drawn out long effects, they look like shit, man. You know, and you can't be like, oh, because it's the time. No, there's so much good gore at that time.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah, for me, the gore would be on both of my lists. It would be on best and worst, because there is some stuff in there I really liked, and there was some stuff that was just ridiculous, like the fake spiders I didn't dig, and they were shoehorned in there. I can't argue with you about that. Like there was, I mean, he could have just fell flat back into something that cut his head open or something. You wanted to kill him. You didn't need the spiders
or into the vat of that boiling shit.
Yeah, anything.
It just happened to be there.
Yeah. So again, but I liked Plumber Joe and he squished his head. I like that. There was some good stuff and some bad stuff as far as the gore. He always has those mannequin heads, and I don't know why. Why? I mean, money. I mean, oh yeah, because we all know sculpting a head costs a shit ton of money. Oh. That's why Adam Marcus reused his brother's head in the other movie. It costs a lot of money.
If he had some money, I would have hired somebody to do the gore the right way.
Lorena says, "Go Argento, Ryan."
Oh, Argento movies are better for sure.
I like Deep Red. I haven't seen too many of them. I've seen Deep Red, and I think I've seen something else, but I love Deep Red.
See, now people are realizing why you did not have me on for that Italian horror show you did.
That is not why. You were invited. You were welcome. You got stuck at work because you did pop in from work. But actually, now I'm glad because it probably would have ruined the whole thing.
I would have had three people giving me laser eyes.
What's wrong with this guy? No, I don't know.
Also, okay, another thing. The plot is fucking dumb. It's played out, but it makes no sense either. Like,
this one's hard to follow, isn't it?
It is, man. Like, it's one of the 7th gates of hell is under this.
Yeah, that makes sense. But how did we get there, and how did it go through, and why?
And like, yeah, they tortured this fucking poor painter that was peaceful at the beginning, and they bring it up, but they never really elaborate on why. They tortured this fucking guy.
Well, he was opening the gates of hell,
I guess.
Yeah.
With his paintings.
Yeah.
And he just sit there, too, and they're like torturing him, and he just lets them like crucify him to the wall. Like, okay, just go ahead and hammer.
Well, they beat him first. It wasn't like he was gonna fight him off.
Didn't even do anything though. It's weird. But it just made you feel sorry for him.
All right, Lorena. Yeah, you have a great night. She's her phase is on her way over to the house, so she's gonna take off. All right, right on. Yeah. So so things I liked about it, it had like creepy part. It's my least favorite of the 3 because it's so hard to follow. It's so hard to follow. The story isn't consistent, but I do like it. I guess should I even ask you to grade the movie?
Oh, it's not good. I mean,
I can't. I'm not going to give it an A. I can't do that. It has A parts. It has F parts.
There's no A parts in this movie.
I love the score. I love some of the kills. We will agree to disagree.
I also hated the dog killing the blind girl too. After just randomly, like, was he just possessed by the devil all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, why this dog that's been protecting her this whole time? Okay, bitch, I'm gonna rip your throat out and bite your ears off.
Well, we needed to see the throat get ripped out.
Oh yeah. So then the dog had to do it apparently.
Wasn't she already dead anyway?
I guess.
She was the girl from the beginning, wasn't she?
I don't know.
Oh god. What are you going? What are you going? F8? Does it get at least a D?
I'll go D-.
So it's not an F. Okay.
Here's the thing, like, why does this movie exist? Why was it made? I'll tell you why. But
why was it made?
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because Fulci just wanted to rip more eyeballs out, and this is the story he came up with.
The
That's it.
thing that gets me is this is the movie that's regarded by most people as his masterpiece.
Right. That's
And
again,
I do like it,
even
but it's
somebody
fifth.
fulci like you though. This is 1981. This isn't even a top 10 movie that year. The year was so stacked with bangers.
I didn't have it. I didn't have it in my top. Well, I didn't see it at that point. I don't think. But now that I have seen it, I don't think. Run me off the top of your head 581 movies.
Friday the 13th Part 2.
Burning.
The Shining.
The Shining's 80.
That's 80? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th Part 2.
The Burning.
The Burning. My Bloody Valentine. The Prowler. American Werewolf in London. 81. There's a ton.
Yeah, I was just trying to get an idea if I would have ranked it there. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have had it in there.
So much.
I mean, it's like the year's like slasher heaven. Halloween 2.
Yes. How did I forget that one?
Which I didn't really like, but
I love it.
It's probably easier to watch than this.
Fulci has another movie the same year too. Is House by Cemetery also 81?
It may be. This was technically, I think it was one of these were technically released in 83, but it was made in 81.
Yeah.
And
I could have sworn there were 2 Fulcis that came out. I think there's 2 Cronenberg movies that came out in 81 also. I think. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, House by the Cemetery is 81 listed.
Yeah.
And that was the third part of the trilogy, so it came out after this. But I like that one a lot better, and most people don't like that one.
I remember liking that one the most of all of his movies.
I bet you would. I bet you would like that one, knowing you.
Yeah. But again, it's been 20.
Creepy ghost story, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think David Cronenberg also made 2 in 1981.
Do you remember what they were?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'd have to go look because there's 2 of them.
Oh no, I know he wasn't that the year that The Brood came out? That's Cronenberg, right?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Because I remember rewatching that. That made my list.
Yeah, that's one of them.
I like that movie.
There's another one too. Yeah, I know there's another one.
Mm-hmm. There was 2, and I don't remember what it was, but I remember there was 2.
The year was absolutely flooded with bangers, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a good year. Go back in the archives and check out our take on 1981, the year in horror. That might have been the first one we did.
It was with JP.
Yeah.
But,
so you gave it a D-. I'm gonna give it a C+. I can't get it to B status just because the movie. If I was grading the composer's cut, it would be a B, but it's not. I'm grading the theatrical cut, the one that you watched, and that's a C. It's a C. I can't go C+.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
There's a lot of things I did like about it, and there was a lot of things that I didn't like about it. And the thing I like the least about it is the fact that there's not a coherent thought running through the movie with the story. They're just not. But I would have picked a different Fulci film for us to review first. The reason I didn't was because I just got this box set and wanted to talk about the box set, and since it's out. But so it might even sound like I'm kind of anti-Fulci with this review, but no, I'm definitely not. I definitely love his stuff. I like this movie too. It's my 5th favorite Fulci movie.
See, I'm gonna have to watch another one, and it's gonna have to be good. And if I don't like that, just
be done with it.
And I'm just gonna say it. Just maybe Fulci ain't for me.
Yeah, and everything's not for everybody. I like vanilla. You like chocolate.
I like strawberry.
Or whatever.
The
analogy.
I like this cherry grenadine too.
So, JP, what's up? JP's in the house. JP, what would you grade The Beyond?
Now, a lot of people love Rob Zombie's movies. I don't. Doesn't mean they're wrong.
I love one of them.
I don't like any.
Better than like one of them, and 1 or 2 of them are okay. He's not my favorite director by any means.
A lot of people would say
A lot of people. He is some people's favorite director. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I like House of a Thousand Corpses. That's the one I love, just because it's so Texas Chainsaw Massacre ish.
And that's just and that was the first one he made.
Mm-hmm.
Before he
just got ridiculous.
Yeah, before he had his own signature on things, and it was just pure influence.
Yeah.
See now, and that's
Fulci's the Beyond JP that we're talking about.
And people love Fulci; they love him to death, and I understand why.
Now, if you want to see some examples of his, like when you get into his horror movies, it's more about the crazy, elaborate death scenes in some of them. But if you want to see his like directorial prowess, I guess it would be watch some of his old Giallo films, like One on Top of the Other. I think that's is that what that's what it's called most of the time, because as you know with Giallo films, they've got 7 fucking names. But the most common name for it is called One on Top of the Other. My Blu-ray is called The Perversion Story.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a woman that fakes her death to get back at her fucking dude who's cheating on her and fucks her over. And it's really good stuff. And some of these, they do have some horror / gore elements to them. People are getting killed, but they're more like mystery and, crime stories and things like that. So you'd see more of his talents there, I believe. JP said he would give it a 2.9 out of 5. So if that translates into a letter grade, that would be about a B-, wouldn't it? C+, B-.
That'd be like just above a C+, yeah.
Yeah, C+.
Yeah.
Because 2.5 would be a C. Right on. Or would 3 be a C? Yeah, I think 3 would be a C, because 1 would be an F, 2 would be a D, 3 would be a C. So he's got 2.9. That's C-. Yep.
He's right in the middle of us then.
Yeah. It's not for everybody, but we're going to try to do The House by the Cemetery the next time we visit a Fulci movie, and God knows when that'll be. And I think Ryan will like that a lot better, and he'll have a lot better things to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to watching more, because I did see all these way back. It's been so long.
I think you appreciate, like like I said, the Giallo films more, and they have a story that goes throughout. There's a couple of them, and I own like a couple of them, and I'll get back to you with some titles that maybe you might want to check out. But we won't review them here.
I'm glad Bloody Essentials wasn't really watching tonight, because they're going to yell at me after this one.
Well, Ethan's not the Giallo guy, so
no,
the other two might, especially Jamie. Jamie's like, "Oh my god,
you're gonna beat me up." I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I haven't even said it yet. I'm gonna be back on there next month for.
Oh, cool.
For a movie of my choice, which I'm not even gonna say what it is. It's gonna.
We're doing something like that too.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if I told you, but if I didn't, I'll tell you off the air because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I got a thing. I got a thing going that's going to be pretty awesome. But I guess we made it through an hour. It's 9:00, and usually we're done by now. But Sinners, you got to go out and see Sinners. I promise you'll like it. I can't promise you'll love it as much as I did, but I can promise you'll like it. I don't think there's a soul that's going to watch.
Eyeballs get ripped out in that one.
It gets pretty gory.
Just
in parts. I don't know if eyeballs got ripped out. But it gets pretty gory in parts, and I guarantee he says JP, I'm gonna bring it up. So he says, we've had Rick on our show a number of times. Now that I know you live close, we may need to have you come in to do an episode with us. Yeah, he'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm 10 minutes from you, man. Just let me know.
Yeah, so we're see Sinners. I'm gonna go see it again. Definitely gonna go see it again. Might wait until Tuesday when it's like $5 or $6. The Death Curse Society will be doing a full review for it on Monday, so you want to see it before then.
Yeah, I'll go see it.
I'll
see it Monday. I got $5 theater Monday.
Yeah, cool. Because Death Curse Society guys will spoil it.
Oh yeah.
So you want to see it and get into the conversation with them, and tell them what you thought, and go from there. But I guarantee you, there's no way There's no way you're gonna come back to me and say that movie sucked. Nobody.
Okay.
Promise.
Well, the trailer looks good. I've seen it like 10 times because they show it before every movie lately.
Yeah, and they've been showing it for like a year. We've been seeing this.
I'm very interested. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. So,
and the director's good. He did Black Panther and the Creed movies.
Yeah.
And this is like probably the biggest budget horror movie of the year.
Yeah, probably.
And it's fucking absolutely amazing. It's an A.
That and after when we actually like review this thing next week or whatever, because we got the convention, but maybe we'll pop up and do a review one of these days.
I'll do a longer form Sinners.
For a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, we can just do it randomly after you see it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do it Tuesday after I see it again.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah,
like Michael B. Jordan. You can talk about The Wire for a minute. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, and so yeah, it's definitely awesome. You're gonna love it. So on that note, we are gonna get out of here, and we will see you next week. Well, we won't see you next week. That's a lie. We will be here with a pre-recorded show with an interview with Leslie Hoffman, not Kaufman.
Hoffman.
Yeah, Leslie Hoffman. From
I think you were thinking of her and Lloyd Kaufman at the same time, and you
probably was. Probably, yeah, doing that. But that'll be on here. If Tiki ever edits it, and if he's listening. But I'll be in the comments as much as I can because we're going to be picking up people for the convention that's next week, the Erie Culture Con. And the draft is also that night, so I'll be doing that. But we'll be popping in. And
it's a crazy weekend in Cleveland coming up next weekend.
Yeah. So you got anything you want to add before we get the fuck out?
Nah, that's about it, man. Just is kind of interesting for the late start tonight, but it happens. At least we still went live.
Yeah. Right on.
Until next week, we might pop up randomly at some other point. And until then, there goes the neighborhood.